Hey, this is Matt with Technotes. Today I'm with Mark Woodcock. He's the front of house engineer and production manager for Bush. Pretty stoked.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. So, what's your rig here? You've a pretty. It looks complicated, but
No, I go real simple. I mean,
Okay.
obviously the Pro 9.
yeah.
I've got a voice doubler for Gavin's voice. Lake, obviously processing for the PA. This Waves Max VCL, which is great for low end, and some light compression over the left and right. And then I've got a distressor on the bass, and that's about it.
Wow. You don't like to overcomplicate
No,
things.
simple is better.
A less is more kind of approach.
Yes, definitely.
Excellent.
And this console sounds so good, you don't need anything.
Yeah, that's the general rule, is that if the preamp sounds good.
Right,
Yeah.
and it does.
A lot of sound guys prefer to use plugins, whereas you go the opposite route.
I go the opposite route.
Now, is that with every band you mix, or?
It is. I try and keep the simplest approach. I mean, obviously, maybe down the line I'll come across a band I'm working for where I might need that stuff. But currently, with straight ahead rock bands like Bush or Richie Sambora, even with Cyndi Lauper, just keeping it simple.
Cool.
Let the artist come through. You just don't get in the way of it.
Yeah.
You're there to facilitate, not get in the way of it, and let it come through.
Let them do the work.
Exactly.
You facilitate them.
Right. Exactly.
Great. What would you want to tell yourself when you first got started? Now that you've been doing this so long.
The way I started, I wouldn't wish upon anybody. I mean, growing up in England, I worked for local sound companies for nothing.
Yeah.
Pumping gear upstairs, just learning, watching, and waiting for an opportunity. I'm not sure if those opportunities are like that anymore. I mean, trying to get with a bigger sound company, maybe as an intern and working your way up. I always think Sound Image is a perfect example. They do that a lot with their people.
Yeah.
And people progress through the ranks and up the chain type thing. So maybe that way, it's a hard business to get into.
Yeah.
It really is,
Very
you know what I mean? But you got to enjoy it. If you're not enjoying it, it turns into work.
Yeah. Nobody wants to work.
Nobody wants to work for a living. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got into this business not to work for a living.
That's great.
But no, that would be, I think what I would do would maybe start with a bigger audio company, see if I could get in as an intern and then work my way up through the people that have been there a long while and learn that way. So basically for me, because I keep things very, very simple, the input, say on Gavin's vocal, comes in the channel that it's in, and then I just route it to a VCA. I throw some, I do have it actually routed through into a group, and I put a 31 band across it, just so I've got more control over it. And then the only thing that's on it is this Eventide voice doubler, just to add some thickness to it.
Cool.
And that's it. I keep it really simple. There's some mild compression,
Yeah.
I don't over compress anything.
Wow.
I like the signal to be as clean as possible. Somebody once told me, have a reason for doing something to it. And I don't have a reason to do a lot of things to
That's great.
a lot of these, so I just leave them be.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
What was your console of choice before?
I was on a Profile before when
Okay.
I went through the plug-in thing and all that stuff.
Wasn't your vibe?
It wasn't my vibe. It was funny because I was on it, and then Bush actually went to Asia with Evanescence. And Eddie Matt, who was mixing Evanescence at the time, was carrying one of these. So I brought one into rehearsal because I'd never played on one, and we're about to go do 6-7 shows in Asia. I better familiarize myself with the console. And as soon as I turned it on and I heard the band coming through it, I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm going to stick with this now. Because it just sounded so open and warm compared to what I was doing with the Profile.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really amazing.
Cool. What would you say? What's kept you on the road all these years? Why do you keep coming back? Why do you love your job so much? What's your favorite part about mixing, about touring?
There's nothing that beats, in my opinion, when they call house lights and the lights go down and you hear that anticipation for the band walking on stage.
Yeah.
That's, you can't get that in any other job. You know what I mean? The anticipation, the band's walking up, the intro music's coming on, you feel it.
Yeah, and you're in it.
Ready. And you're in it.
You're a part
exactly,
of it.
You're in it, and you're a part of it. Even if you are just facilitating and letting it, come through you, you're still a part of it and you're in it. So I love that part.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Well, thank you so much for the interview.
Yeah, man.
Much appreciated.
Great to meet you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see the show.
Good deal. It should be good tonight.
Oh, I hope so.
It'll be a good one.
I know so.
Yeah.
Right on. Thank you.
Thank you.